Hey guys, it's Natalie again. I just wanted to take a minute and shoot an introduction video for you guys because I know a lot of you have already donated to the GoFundMe and are kind of familiar with me and my story. But for those that aren't, I know it's sometimes easier to watch a video than it is to read a long biography on someone. So here it goes. So my life started out in South Florida. I was born normally and was asymptomatic until around third grade when I had a physics teacher that noticed my gait was off and I ran and how clumsy I was. My grandmother was also a school teacher and noticed things such as my fine motor control and my hand-eye coordination. So my parents started doing research and taking me to neurologists at Jackson Memorial in South Florida, but after a few months, I actually got really tired of it and started to complain that I was feeling like a guinea pig. Fast forward to the summer of my 5th grade, Hurricane Andrew decided to tear my family's and my life all the way apart. Our homes were destroyed, my mom, dad's, mine. And then my grandparents, my dad's biological parents, was also destroyed. We were separated and we all ended up moving to North Florida. Once we moved to North Florida, I went on vacation to work with my aunt at my uncle's building, chemistry things. And I began complaining of back pain when I got back to the house. My parents decided to take me to an orthopedic doctor to have it checked out. Because at this time they had started looking into and researching about the friedreich ataxia. And during their research, they realized that one of the things that happens to almost everyone who has FA is scoliosis. So they took me to an orthopedic doctor at Shands in Kingdom. And yes, I ended up having scoliosis. So when they found out I had scoliosis, the curve began to curve like progressively faster than the doctors had expected. So within the next couple of months, I had my first spinal surgery of the placenta rods all the way down my spine. I was probably around 12 and a half. And then right after the surgery, I had gone with my next door neighbor, who was an older lady, like middle-aged mom. And I went with her and her 2-year-old, who I babysat for all the time, to the public fair, and the little girl took off running and went to run away from me and her mom. And being just a dumb kid myself, but not wanting to let her get lost or whatever, I went and I grabbed her and picked her up, and I ended up popping the entire top of my Harrington rod is loose, like above my bra strap, so they were protruding almost all the way through my skin. So back in the hospital, I went for my second back surgery. Throughout my high school years, I was extremely creative. I dabbled in just about every art medium that you can imagine. I was even in acting and drama clubs that went to statewide competitions. Throughout my early college career, I received an associate's degree in medical assisting. I worked off and on as both an office administrator and a medical assistant. So while I was working, I decided to go back to community college. During my time at Santa Fe, I fell and I broke my radius. A few months passed and the radius did not heal. The fracture did not heal. So they had to go in and place a plate in my radius. I eventually graduated Santa Fe and was accepted into UF, the sociology program. So I made it all the way to my second to last semester, and I started having severe arm pain. I developed a very odd knot, like right at the top of the scar. So I went to the doctor, and they said, "Oh, you've developed a bone infection, so we have to put you on a PICC line of antibiotics for like 3 months." So I said, okay, so I got the PICC line. And as soon as they did it, I knew something was wrong. And they were watching it, and as they like put the PICC line in your arm, they watch it. And they were like, "Oh no, you're fine, Mom." I was freaking out. No, something's wrong, so the next day I was supposed to have the plate removed. And I went to the hospital, and my dad was like, "She screamed all night long. Something has got to be wrong." So they looked, they did an ultrasound, and sure enough, I developed a blood clot. Like, I think it was like 2 or 3. So I spent the next 6 months debilitated completely and in bed, and I have no idea how, but somehow I ended up graduating from the UF sociology program with BS. BS. After graduating from UF with a bachelor's in sociology, the director and assistant director of UF Health Arts and Medicine offered me a position. Halfway through my time of employment, the director of UF Arts and Medicine opened up an master's degree program in arts and medicine. So I slowly began taking classes while working. Halfway through my master's degree program, I met someone and my life changed completely. A month after my first son was born, we moved out of my tiny one-bedroom apartment to his nice, big, and spacious family-owned property. Although the house is extremely spacious, besides a pre-existing wheelchair ramp and bars around the toilet that he installed when we first moved in, the house is not at all accommodated for me or my wheelchair. I reached out to every resource imaginable. For example, Habitat for Humanity, Ship Hub, and for one reason or another, they can not assist me. Be it a lack of funding, they no longer work on mobile homes, etc. That's when my postpartum therapist recommended that I do a GoFundMe. I was kind of iffy about this at first, and Frank was here working on the doors, and I brought it up to him, and he agreed that starting the GoFundMe to help me assist in accommodating the house was a wonderful idea. So here we are today. And that concludes the story thus far along. Thank you very much for your love, generosity, and support.